Hello, go horrors and fellow deadites. I'm Brendan.
I'm Sam.
And welcome to Our Life in Horror.
We're doing a movie review.
We're doing a movie review.
I feel like movie reviews are very, what's the saying? Far
and few in between.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we do like topics, we do panels, but yeah.
We tried out some new things this year.
Yeah.
We tried out some new things this Halloween.
Yeah.
We did verses. We're doing a verses next week.
Yeah.
We're just trying different stuff out this month.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one though. It's one of the French films.
Yes.
But let's bring our guest on. We've got Nikki. Hello.
Hi.
Am I officially a deadite or gore whore?
Whichever you would like.
Take your pick.
What's the difference?
That's a good question.
I don't know. We just kind of came up with it.
We never really thought this through.
No.
Okay.
Seems like everybody has like nicknames for their fandom. Like, what should we nickname our? And
yeah, because you do nights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
We just came up with deadites and gore horrors. Has nothing to do with our name.
Nope.
Well, I like it. I just didn't know what it was. I'm like, hey, I want to be one of the crew. Like,
well, you're in. Tell everyone about your channel.
Yes, I am Nikki. My channel is a night of horror with night with a K. Just think of the movie Demon Night from Tales from the Crypt, the way they did their night. And I do mostly horror content, but I also do other genres. I do TV shows like From, The Walking Dead, and it's tons of movie reviews, tier lists, or commentary on different things. For example, I'm talking about why the original 1984 The Terminator needs a remake next week. So just covering different things in movies and film. It's mostly horror, but if you're not a horror person, I still have some stuff for you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do the Killer Cons. That's how we all met.
Yep.
Yes, my live horror panel.
Yeah. I've never seen a Terminator movie.
No, she refuses.
You know what? Okay, I gotta go. This was fun.
Aren't they like action though?
The first one's not.
You said it's like a slasher, right?
Yeah.
I might watch that one, but yeah, I don't do action.
She's
films.
just saying
you
that.
don't do action. Oh
No.
my Sam, I thought I liked you. Oh my God. If there is a genre that could rival horror for me, it would be action. I love action.
Really?
Yes,
Huh.
obsessively.
They don't do anything for me. Nothing. I like rom-coms.
Oh,
reality
hell no.
TV. I love my romance movies.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, no way. You couldn't pay me.
Same. I actually don't watch them at all.
No, you don't. You refuse to.
Yep. I will be in the other room watching an action movie or a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with Brandon.
All right, so Inside is a French film, and you picked this one. Tell everyone why you picked it.
Because it is just an amazing movie. I'm obsessed, and I consider it to be my favorite Christmas movie. Like, I consider it to be in or around Christmas. I consider it a Christmas movie, even if the plot has nothing to do with Christmas. So the movie takes place on Christmas Eve, so it is my number one favorite Christmas movie. I love foreign horror, like, obsessively. I put it above American horror.
That's fair.
But yeah, I love this movie. I think we have a really iconic showdown. We have a really iconic semi-final girl. We have an iconic villain here. I feel like in the horror spaces, we always talk about Freddy and Jason, but we have some really iconic villains in horror outside of them, and I think this is one that's at the top for me.
Yeah. I love the French horror movies. They just like do them different. I don't know. So outside of Inside, what would be your next, because I'm assuming this is your favorite French film, like French horror film. What would be your next favorite French horror
my
film?
next favorite as far as foreign film would probably be I Saw the Devil. French, I'm actually not the biggest French fan. I prefer Asian, either Japanese or Korean horror. But I would say I Saw the Devil would be my second favorite. And I'm the type of fan, like, I'm not big on comedy in my horror. I really don't like comedy horror. I like for my horror to be as dark and brutal and gut-wrenching as possible. And I just feel like foreign film does that, especially Asian. Like, they will rip your guts out. Like, they will make you cry. Like, they're just no holds bar. So I would say I Saw the Devil is my second favorite foreign horror film.
Have you
Okay.
seen that?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
Oh my God, y'all should watch it. It's gut-wrenching.
Okay.
I like gut wrenching. I like bleak gut wrenching. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite French horror?
Um.
And then we'll hit the comments here quick.
I don't know. I don't want to say Martyrs just because that feels just like so generic, but I really like Raw.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a few years actually since it came out. I really like to give that a watch again.
Okay. I think Frontiers would be mine.
Oh yeah, you love that movie.
I do love that one. It's very Texas Chainsaw.
I am so jealous because I have been trying to watch Frontiers for like 100 years, and I can never find a copy that I can play like in the US. Like, you know how you have to have like certain region DVD? I can never find it where like I can oh my God, I want to see that movie so bad. I would sell my mother. Like, I need to see that movie. And I actually hate Martyrs. Like, I actually don't like that movie. I don't get the hype.
Okay. It's been a long time since we watched it, but I remember it being effective the first time, and we haven't watched it since.
Yeah, it was just the once.
Yeah, Incident in Ghostland was good too, but that was
oh
yeah,
good one.
It was filmed in Canada though.
Yeah, French director though, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
It was the same guy that did Martyrs, I think.
Yeah, that one was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to hit the comments here quickly and we'll get started. Hello, Ryan Swayze. And I'm jealous that you saw Terrifier 3. We're going tomorrow.
Yep. No spoilers.
Ryan. And thank you. Yes, please like and subscribe. And everyone subscribe to A Night of Horror, Nikki's channel.
Yeah.
And hello, Bitter Wolf. I love Inside. I'm excited for this.
Awesome.
This is a good one. Who in the hell could replace Arnold? I'm assuming we're talking Terminator.
Yep.
All right.
Bo, what if they go with the original idea of having a slim build robot? Because Lance Hendrickson was originally supposed to play the Terminator, not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay. I got no Terminator opinions, so
that's just my only thought.
I agree. I don't think there should be a remake of Terminator. It was lightning in a bottle. All right. We'll get into this. I'll get into the cast and stuff, and then we'll start the review.
Okie dokie.
It's starring Beatrice Dalle and Allison Paradis. This has a 6.7 on IMDb and an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. A woman must protect her unborn child from the scissor-wielding maniac tormenting her after the death of her husband. Release date was June 13th, 2007. Directors are Alexander Bastillo and Julian Maury. Box office was $530,000. Budget $2.5 million.
It was an expensive movie.
Yeah. So
probably all the blood they had to pay for.
yeah. Seriously. Spoiler-free thoughts. I guess you kind of already said them, but you can, if you want to elaborate.
Let me see. I'm not good with spoiler-free. Let me try to do spoiler-free thoughts. Spoiler-free thoughts. I feel like the home invasion this is basically a home invasion type of horror. And I think for a lot of people, that's a pretty generic subgenre. But I would say that Inside, if you're one of those people that are like burnt out or feel like the home invasion gets really generic, I would say this is definitely one that has a pretty, I guess you would say, generic home invasion premise. It's just someone at home and then someone breaks in. But I think it definitely goes far beyond just that basic premise. Like, it really gives you something. I wouldn't necessarily say this movie is like groundbreaking or anything, but it's just a really great, entertaining, effective, bloody, brutal type of horror movie. And if you're that horror fan that... Oh, never mind. That would have been a spoiler. I was going to say, if you're a horror fan that doesn't like a happy ending, this is for you. Is that a spoiler?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I think it's good.
What about you?
I do like this movie. I feel like it wasn't as good the second time around. It's incredibly dark though.
She's about to leave.
I think it's well acted. I just have some like plot issues. It's not even like plot issues. It's just like sequences that keep reoccurring.
Okay.
And I just don't feel like the tension is quite there for me this time around. I thought of another movie for an example and how like it's the same, it's like almost the exact same scene, but I think the other movie does it better, and I'll explain when we get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I thought it was just as tense as the first time. I had a hard time watching a couple scenes, to be honest. This movie is brutal. It's a home invasion, like you said, but it's so hard to talk about it spoiler free. It's brutal. It's gory. And yeah, like Nikki said, if you want a dark ending, then this is for you, I guess. I'm happy with the runtime. It's not too long. I think if it was longer, I would have maybe had a harder time watching it, I guess. I don't know. But I like that you say it's a Christmas movie because there's a Christmas tree at one point. But also it's Fire Weekend, and that's a Christmas movie too, apparently. So it's kind of funny that we're doing this on this weekend during Halloween season.
More horror that takes place during Christmas.
I know, I love Christmas horror.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, we're getting into spoilers, which I'm assuming when you click on our episodes, you know that, but
I wonder, did Bo text in the comments, did you end up watching this movie this week? Because you'd never seen it before, so I'm curious to know what Bo's thoughts are.
Oh yeah, true. All right, describe this movie in 3 words.
Inside in 3 words, I would say bloody, brutal, amazing, shock value, iconic, women's empowerment. That's a lot of words, more than 3, but I love this movie so much. That's more words. But I would also say, I feel like for anyone, and maybe this could go to the spoiler-free part, I don't think you should approach this movie because you're like, oh, this is going to be so shocking and so brutal, and like you're only here for that. Like, I'm curious to hear Brendan's issues, because I do have some issues, but you know how like if you like something enough, you just like, okay, whatever. So I'm curious if me and Brendan have the same issues, but I don't think that you should go into this like, oh, this is just going to be like, I feel like people do that with Martyrs. Like you go into it because you want to like see something really brutal or crazy. I don't think you should go into this movie like that, because it does have to build and you do have an actual story. So I think if you go into it that way, you might be kind of bored at the beginning because you might be like waiting for something to happen. But I veered off to something else, but because I feel like we keep saying like bloody and brutal and like all of that stuff. So I just wanted to give that spoiler-free like disclaimer. Like I think it's a solid movie all around, but it does have some brutality to it.
Okay, that's fair.
Looking for me?
Yeah, go for it.
I got dark, gross, and bloody.
Okay.
What was gross?
Just the final scene.
Okay.
It's something that you never will forget.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 3 words. Never will forget.
Yeah.
Oh damn! Look at me go.
Okay, now I feel shallow with my 3 words based off of what you just said. So I was gonna say bloody, brutal, baby, but I'm going to say bloody, brutal, and emotional.
Okay.
Change it up a little bit. Oh, Bo did not watch it, but he's gonna stick around for the spoilers. All right, you do you. So favorite character. There's not many characters in this movie, but
I mean, you could pick some dead characters. There's a lot of characters to pick that could be. But my personal favorite is the person that I call the Lady in Black. I think she's listed in the cast as like some French word, like mademoiselle or something like that.
La femme.
Yeah, there you go. I knew it had to be one of those like French like little words like that. But I just call her the Lady in Black. I think that sounds a lot cooler than La Femme.
Mhm.
But the Lady in Black is my favorite. It's two things that ever since I was a kid that I'm obsessed with seeing in horror. That's a black horror villain and that's a female horror villain. And I love this female horror villain in particular because I love how like unrelenting she is. I love how brutal she is. I feel like you might be able to say she's not necessarily the smartest because she goes up against some dummies. But I feel like it's a rarity to just see, for lack of a better word, like a balls to the wall, just like she's fucking brutal. Like like I really, really love that about her. But I also feel like her whole look and style and like the way they shot her when I think there's a scene before the pregnant girl kind of knows she's in her house and you see like this shadow, just the way she's shot and her whole like get up. I love her whole look. I love when she's like talking to the pregnant lady's boss, the way she says things. I'm obsessed with this lady. And she's the one I was referring to when my 3 words was women's empowerment.
Okay. We'll ask you what your least favorite character is too, and then we'll do the same.
Okay.
We'll answer the same.
My least favorite character, and I got it ain't the new year, but I got a new year, a new October resolution, and I'm trying not to curse, but talking about this character, oh my God. So I don't know his name, but we have a lot of opportunities for our pregnant woman to get help. Like a lot of people come to the damn house, but one person in particular, there's a cop that sits outside in the car with this young kid that they're arresting. He hears gunshots. Instead of him radio in from the car, he goes inside. And not only does he do that, when the lights cut off, instead of him taking this heavily pregnant woman who obviously needs medical attention to the working car, he wants to traipse through the dark house to turn the lights on. That is my least favorite character because nothing he does makes any sense at all. Everyone else, I can kind of give little leeways for me feeling like they do stupid stuff, but he was just the most blatant, idiotic. Like this woman could have been saved, should have been saved with all the people that came to the house, including a bunch of cops. But he kind of took the cake for me because that's the moment where it's like when you love somebody and they chew real loud, so you try to just love them anyway. Like that scene really angers me because I feel like it's so contrived. Like if we needed a reason for her to like got in the end, we could have come up with something better because he should have taken her immediately. What cop wouldn't, first of all, just call it in immediately? Second of all, just take her out of the house. Like, why do we need to turn the lights on? Like, I mean, I've never been a cop, but that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
That's
really
fair. I thought about that a lot too watching on this rewatch.
Did you?
Yeah. Who are your favorite and least favorite characters?
Favorite, I just went with Sarah. I don't know. I guess just because you're rooting for her. I'm gonna be honest. This lady in black terrifies me. She's amazing. She's badass, but she fucking terrifies me. So I think that's just why I went with Sarah.
You would not want to wake up with that lady in black looking over you.
No. No. My least favorite character, I went with the editor just because he seemed kind of sleazy. Like he was like like when the lady in black was pretending to be the mom and he was like totally having a drink with her and like puts his hand on her leg and stuff. I'm like, you trying to get with her mom? Like that's who he thinks it is.
Well,
so
it seems like he's trying to get with Sarah too throughout the whole movie. I thought of it.
He just seems slimy. So
inappropriate.
I went with him.
It was just weird that Sarah was like, "Yeah, you're gonna drive me to the hospital in the morning to your boss."
Yeah,
that's the last thing I'd fucking ask my boss to do. Just my opinion, but we're on me.
Yeah, we're on you.
Sorry, I got distracted.
Also, yes, I missed a comment here. I'm just gonna say hello. Hi, thank you for joining us.
My favorite character is probably the mom.
Your favorite?
Yeah.
The mom?
Yeah.
Oh.
She cares about Sarah. She's trying to look after Sarah. she's trying to she's just trying to be a good, helpful mom. She's trying to set her up on dates, which is probably a little inappropriate because I guess she was trying to set her up with the editor. Actually, she was talking about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that part's a little inappropriate, but I don't particularly like following Sarah through this story.
Wow.
I just feel, I don't know. She just isn't that interesting of a character. She's
depressed.
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
Look at her situation.
I know. But yeah, it's just this rewatch. I was rooting for her to survive, but I wasn't as invested as the first time I was watching it.
Okay.
That's so interesting because I feel like Sarah to me is so badass. Like she really fights for her survival. And this is the movie that I saw years ago that made me obsessed with wanting to see a pregnant final girl. Like I want to see like a fully pregnant woman that's in, you know how you have like a group and we're all trying to fight to live. I want so badly to have like a pregnant Sydney. Like I just want a pregnant final girl. And that's because of this movie. Like she was fighting her ass off with that huge pregnant belly. Like she was really trying to do everything she could to survive. That's so surprising to me to hear because I love Sarah. But I'm curious, like the mother didn't do anything that was like dumb or irksome to you?
Not really. Once she realized that the woman in black there, I actually like that. That's what I'm gonna start calling her too, rather than the femme. When she realized like something was wrong in her house, she went straight up to try to find Sarah. It's not exactly. I guess maybe she didn't. Did she announce herself when she got to the bathroom door?
See, that's the part that like irks me really bad. I feel like if my mother walked into my house and saw strange people, she would be like she would yell my name. She would be like, her mother walks up the stairs and softly is like, Sarah, and that's why she gets got.
Yeah.
Like that hurts me so bad.
Didn't she yell it on?
Not frantic to find your daughter?
Didn't she not yell it on the way up the stairs first, and then
No. She quietly walks up the stairs, looks around the corner, and then she quietly says, "Sarah."
Sarah. I had something to say about her, but I can't.
Bitter wolf loves Sarah.
Yeah, I know. I had a feeling I was going to be the odd man out on this for sure, but yeah, she just didn't do it. I enjoyed watching the villain more than I enjoyed watching Sarah this time around.
That's fair, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, Beyond the Grave.
And then, hey.
Oh, you got more?
I got my least favorite.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was Sarah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm right. Yeah, okay. No.
The mom was your favorite.
Maybe
Sarah
you
was
just
your least favorite?
Yeah. We just went on a tangent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My least favorite character is still the cop that Nikki said.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's not Sarah.
I totally thought it was too after
all.
No.
I thought it was Sarah. Okay.
Yeah. She's just not the person. Yeah, she's not my least favorite, but
not your favorite.
Not my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the cop, just with dumb decisions. Like he follows zero protocol. Like you would think the first thing you do is get everybody out of the house.
Right.
Get an open area so then maybe you could use your gun efficiently. But dumbass.
Best acting. Who had the best performance?
I would have to say, I really think most of the acting is pretty solid. Some of it is a little hammy to me, but I think Sarah and the Lady in Black, I think both of their performances were amazing. I think they were standouts. I really cannot see the Lady in Black any other way. Like she's in some other stuff, but I just only see her as like a sicko and a psycho. Like she really did well with this movie, and I feel like even one thing that I love with actors is when they can like just not say anything, but like their body language, like facial expressions. Like when she's just looking and standing there, like one of my favorite scenes is like that ending. I can't remember if the ending shot is the stairs or if it's her holding the baby, but I love that towards the end scene when she's sitting in that rocking chair, freaking burnt up, and she's holding the baby and she's just rocking. Like, I love her so much. And like when she attacks the boss on the stairs and just like stabs him in the knee and then in the scrotum, and like just like the way she just like plays those scenes, like it's it's chilling to me. Like, I don't know if any men squirmed in that scene, but like I felt like 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 she did it so calmly. I really like that approach to acting. I like when it's like just a really calm, because I feel like that's scarier as opposed to like a over the top, which I do love that as well. And I think Sarah was great. Like that's why I love Brandon having the opposite opinion, because it's just so crazy to me to like not kind of, I guess, vibe with Sarah or feel her character. I thought she did so well, and like I felt like I really felt like I felt for Sarah in the end. Like, I want to say it's been years, but I feel like I might have cried the first time I saw this. I'm a crybaby, and that's why I love foreign horror, because I like brainless, mindless horror, people getting killed for no reason. But I like horror that makes me feel something. I like when I'm invested in the characters and whether they live or die. So it's so interesting to me that Brendan wasn't like invested in Sarah, because I really feel like I cried the first time I saw this. Like, I really like Sarah, and it's not just the backstory they give her of, you know, the accident and losing her spouse and all of this stuff and fighting for her baby. Like, I feel like just watching Sarah go through this whole ordeal felt really visceral to me in a lot of different moments. But I would say those are two. I'm long-winded. I'm sorry. Those are my two favorite performances of the movie. I think that's the best acting. But I think all the acting, honestly, isn't the best. I think some of the acting is a little shaky. But the main people that we have to see acting, which is Sarah and the Lady in Black, I think they're amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't pick one between the two of them. Like you said, we're rooting for Sarah. She's going through this tragedy, and like you feel her sadness, like mostly through the beginning, and then you feel her terror. But yeah, with the Lady in Black, just the way she carries herself, and just the way she smokes, and just, I don't know, she just creeps me out.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You just reminded me of something. I love that. See, that's what I meant by like the way she kills the guy. When she was smoking cigarettes in the movie, like, it was taking me out. Like, you're killing people, and you're just like, oh, I'll take a drag. Like, that's not creepy to anyone else. Like, that's so, to me, that's like killing somebody, like eating a sandwich. Like, you just excuse me, I'm sorry, you just popped that back in my head. Yeah, I love that
scene. What about you? Who had the best performance?
Yeah, I can't deny that both actresses are like fantastic to watch on screen. I think the Lady in Black is a great presence on screen. She gets she's like in most of the coolest shots. I think she's a badass, and like Nikki said, she's like calm and collective, which is very, very different from what you would see from most other home invasions. And the actress that played Sarah did a good job. I think when she's terrified, and that's about. And when she's depressed, but that's about the only emotions you get.
Brandon's like, I don't have much for Sarah.
Yeah, she's just kind of a 2-note pony here.
Okay.
That's all the director called of her, Brendan.
I know, but like, yeah, I feel like this movie would almost benefit from like an extra 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh, what should the extra 10 minutes be?
Just be like a little extra backstory between her and her spouse, like her actually like feeling something other than depression.
Maybe a happy flashback or something.
Yeah, I get exactly where Brandon is coming from, because I always thought that. I always thought that it shouldn't have opened with the car accident. I thought the same thing. I thought it should have opened with them being happy in their, like, the couple, I don't know, finding out they're pregnant, whatever. Like, I always did think it should have been, so we could have something to kind of, you know how something changes a character and you see them the way they start and then the way something changes them. I feel like we're introduced to Sarah as this sad, depressed, melancholy person. I felt like we should have saw the other side of where she came from. Like, we should have seen that this was a total like stark opposite of who she is. Like this is unusual for her to be this way. Because even when she's in her ultrasound, she's not very happy that she's pregnant. She's not like she's more depressed about the husband. So I think I get exactly where Brandon is coming from. It doesn't make me not like Sarah, but I always thought just in terms of a full fleshed out character that we should have some happiness with her and the husband, whatever they were doing before the accident. I don't know, like before they got into the car, just anything to show her the way she was pre-accident.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
Show them getting ready to go on a road trip or something.
Yeah.
How excited they are to go on this little vacation or something along those lines.
And then kind of get a feel for like this nice husband that she had too, and realize like why she's depressed because she misses him. We get to know him a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Like I would
know Terminator, but it's kind of like the Sarah Connor we meet in Terminator versus the Sarah Connor we meet in T2. If you meet T2 Sarah Connor, that's not the full picture. Like you have to know Terminator Sarah Connor. Like kind of that like that, but we don't need a whole movie. You know, just a clip.
Give us 5 minutes. Okay, I can agree with that. How'd we get here? Best acting?
Yeah, I think
how'd we get on this topic?
Yep, I still think we're on that.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the comments here real quick. Hello, thank you for joining us. And Corey, hello. Bitterwolf says she is stuck in a vortex of misery, no way out except to dig deep inside.
Ooh. See, I think
hello, Dane.
I think the Babadook does a better job of like this semi storyline.
I don't remember the Babadook too much except that annoying kid.
Yeah, Brandon, what was the scene you said another movie did better? Is it the Babadook?
Nope.
Okay.
It's still a mystery until we get to storyline and pacing.
Okay. We need the category.
I just didn't want you to forget that. I was.
I got it written down.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Yeah, I actually got a lot of notes on this movie, surprisingly.
Okay. Score and soundtrack.
I personally didn't think it was anything groundbreaking, but I thought it was fine. Fit the movie. I don't think anything really stood out to me though, as far as the score and everything. But I mean, it was solid. It fit the movie. If like certain scenes, and I think maybe the tension and stuff that Brenda was talking about. I feel like maybe other scores kind of do that better because you know, like a lot can play into the tension of a scene. For me personally, I really love the music. Like when you get to like a real like suspenseful moment, like the right music to me can really amp it up. So I feel like 1 to 10, it's like a 7. Like it's not bad. It fits the movie, but I don't think it's anything that like stands out to me about the score in this movie.
Yeah, I mostly got depressed vibes in the beginning with like the pianos and violins, but that's really all I really noticed.
Oh, yeah, well, at least you guys have something because I don't remember the score.
Okay.
See, it's like because it's not anything groundbreaking or that stands out.
Yeah, it's not going to be a theme I'm at work playing in my head like Jurassic Park or Indiana Jones or Mission Impossible or something, right?
Yeah. Okay. Cinematography.
I feel like I actually think it's pretty iconic in this movie. Like I actually feel like visually, I think the movie is stunning. I love how bleak and lifeless the movie looks. I will say, I don't know if this is in cinematography, but visually, I would say the biggest sore thumb is the CGI baby. Now, personally, I'm not an effects snob. Like I don't bad effects, honestly, it does not ruin my enjoyment of a movie. Like I kind of really don't care. It has to really be like one time I saw a movie where they had CGI fire and it looked and I'm like, y'all couldn't just light a fire on set. Like that's the only like it has to really, really be bad. I think that CGI baby is a little bad and they do it very often in the movie. And I get it. They're like showing when she's knocked around and like the car crash and stuff happens. Visually, that's the biggest eyesore to me. But I think the movie was filmed the way it looks, the way it's shot. And I think there are actually some really iconic shots in this movie. Like one thing I do, I don't know if you guys do, like when I see certain movies, I'm like, oh, I would love to like have that as a poster. There are quite a few shots in this movie that I think are really cool. And like, I would love to have as a poster. Basically anything with the lady in black, but just when we're in the house and there are certain moments where either there's some type of action happening or we're just watching the lady in black when she like creeps into Sarah's room when she's still asleep. I think all of that works well. But honestly, some of the outside shots don't work very well for me. Like when I think we're like outside the hospital when we're talking to her boss and we're like sitting on that park bench. It looks kind of basic to me. But I think all of the shots as far as like the interior where the house is, I think all of that works really well to me.
Mm-hmm. I like how the whole house is very, like, most of the rooms are white, like especially the bathroom, it's all white and it just makes the blood pop that much more. Also kind of like tying into the next category of costumes and outfits, like she's wearing white as well and it just makes everything really pop. I like the opening credits too. They're super bloody and like gross.
And I literally have seen this movie 100 times. What is the opening? I'm always trying to figure out. Like, I think I see a baby's hand. I'm like, what am I? Do y'all know what we're looking at in the opening credits?
No.
Okay, so it's not great. I don't feel like an idiot. I've seen this movie so many times and I still cannot make out what is the opening credit. It just looks like blood and guts and like a baby hand. Like
I totally agree. This movie looks great. Definitely. I think the baby bothered me the first time I watched it because it was so like jarring. I wasn't expecting random baby shots being put through like massive amounts of trauma.
Baby.
Yeah, but it didn't actually bother me that much this watch.
Maybe because you expected it.
Yeah, and I actually didn't think it looked horrible either. So I was like, okay, this is actually pretty surprising. See, this is something that I would have really liked with that extra 10 minutes of some pre-backstory is let's have like those extra 10 minutes full of color. And then after the accident, let the color get sucked out. Like her life is just super depressed because this whole movie, all the color just seems to be sucked out of every scene.
See, I love that.
I love it too, but it'd be nice to have something that contrasted with it, you know? Like we went from a nice, happy, everything's all colorful to now everything sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like even like the side, like the scenes of them outside, like and she's taking pictures of the family, like maybe like have maybe those pictures because that's what she was like wanting. Maybe those pictures were a little more vibrant than the rest of the movie or something along those lines. I think the woman in black standing at the sliding doors is incredibly iconic. I love how she's lit up by the ember of her cigarette at one point. And then her also standing behind her out of frame, but she's like in frame and you're not really sure what it is until she like
the dark shadow.
Yeah, she like backs up and then like you just see her face like sink into the darkness, but then you can still see it lingering there, and then you can just slightly see her walk out of frame. I'm like, that's like great movie making right there. But I love your contrasting or talking about the hospital being all white, or not the hospital, the
house
and the bathroom being all white and the blood popping. And then of course the end shot with her rocking the baby and she's drenched in a red light and the rest is black, I think is also a very, very nice shot.
Oh my God, how could we talk about cinematography and not? Thank you, Brandon. How could we not talk about that shot?
It's excellent shot. It feels very like play for some reason. Like it felt very theatrical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what it meant, like at a deeper level, but I'm like, that's a really nice shot.
You know, it means something.
I do. I gotta go and watch some like essay videos on this movie. Maybe I'll get more appreciation for Sarah.
I know, and I only have like 3 fun facts. There was not much on IMDb.
Yeah,
for later.
I figured.
No, explanations. I'm gonna say hello to Amy quickly here. Thanks for joining us tonight. And where's Rob's? Oh, hello, Rob.
Hello, Rob.
Hello. All right. Favorite costumes and outfits. The Lady
I
in Black.
love how Sarah is in white and the lady in black is in black. I feel
Me
like
too.
that may seem very like simple, but like I love that because it's of course the age-old representation of like white being like the pure one and black obviously being like the more evil one. So I feel like it's a pretty like basic like age-old one person in white, one person in black. But I love that. Like I love our villainous character. I love what she's wearing. Like I don't know what it is about what the lady in black is dressed up in, but I love it so much. And I don't think outside of the lady in black, I don't think the wardrobe really stands out. But I love the lady in black's wardrobe, and I love Sarah being in white and she being in black.
Yeah, me too. I love that too. And the Lady in Black's got this like black corset thing going on.
I
It seems-
love her outfit. Like, is it just me?
It seemed
Like, I
very
feel
like
like I need her to come back like Freddy Krueger. Like she's amazing. I'm obsessed. I'm in love with her.
It would be a cool cosplay outfit.
It would.
Yeah.
it seemed very like funeral-esque or like dominatrix.
Yeah.
It was giving me dominatrix at a funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys already kind of said it. It's the hero's wearing white, the villain's wearing black. It's very yin and yang kind of deal going on. So I can't really add too much else.
Yeah, no one else really had anything special on.
Yeah.
This isn't a movie where it's like the wardrobe is like a thing.
Mhm.
But I think with Sarah and the lady in black, that's pretty much the gist of like the thought into the wardrobe to me. Everyone else is just they got something off the rack at City Trends. I don't know.
Do you have any memorable lines?
You know what? This is what I see. Brandon, you got to watch the movie again to get into Sarah. This is what made me really like Sarah. I can't remember verbatim what she said, but the beginning of the movie, when after she gets her ultrasound and that creepy nurse lady is sitting next to her when she's sitting there, she says some type of like white people curse word, like you twat, or like it was something.
Oh yeah.
I think
Like
that was
she
it.
called it, like a word I've never used in my life, literally. But I loved it. I was like, oh, okay, Sarah got a little attitude. Like, okay, I think honestly that's my memorable line because that was the line that really made me like Sarah, and I think kind of showed you she's not quite a very like meek, mild character. Like it made me feel like this is a precursor of knowing that she's going to put up a fight. Like I love that she had that little bite and she like leaned in close to the lady's face to say it. Like I don't know. I love that line.
I like that too. I only have one. I have when they're talking through the door before she knows like the lady is there to kill her. And she says, "Your husband's not sleeping, Sarah. He's dead." I don't know. It just like creeped me out. If I heard that about on the other side of my door, I'd like pee myself.
Yeah. That's a great line. I wish I wrote that one down. I wrote down the same from scene, but it's open the door, Sarah. Like she just like she says it without Sarah actually giving her a name. So it's like, oh shit, she knows my name.
Mhm.
And now she knows like my husband's also dead. So it's like, oh shit.
Mhm.
I also have the doctor. He said, enjoy your last night of peace and quiet.
Mm.
Because I'm like, yep, that's pretty fucking true. At least until like they're 13 or something like that. Then you might get some. And then
That was kind of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
yeah. And then the woman in black says the birth will save us both.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that one.
Did you have any lines disliked?
I don't think there was anything that really bothered me with the writing that really stands out. Yeah, I don't think there were any lines. Not anything that's popping in my head. I don't think there was anything I particularly disliked. No.
Yeah, I didn't write anything either.
Me
You
neither.
neither? Okay.
No.
What's your favorite kill?
My favorite kill is honestly when Sarah at the very end and she's like the baby is coming and the lady in black takes the scissors and like we started this whole battle with her taking them scissors to her belly button and then now we're here in this moment and it finally happens and she cuts her stomach open and Sarah, oh my God, I might cry talking about it. Sarah calling for her mother, like that hit me so hard because I be calling for my mama. Like I'm 40 and I'm calling for my mama. Like that hit me so hard when she's cutting her stomach. And I love this kill because like the 10-year-old morbid gore horror fan in me loves it. Like I love Sarah's leg spread open and the blood going down the stairs. Like, I love how they do that, but I also love how emotional the kill feels to me. So, this would be my favorite kill because Sarah calling for her mother in this moment, cutting the baby out of her stomach, the blood coming down, reaching her hands in. It's like it's the gore and all of that stuff that I love, but then it's also like that gut wrenching like hitting me in the feels part that I love as well. So I would say that's my favorite kill. Oh my God. Sarah calling for her mom. Did that not hit anybody but me? Like her calling for her mother just hit home so much because I'm gonna always run to my mama.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Amy says, yes, that line near the end hit me too. The bleaker, the better.
We hear, Amy. We hear. But then that's my favorite kill because it's so it's I don't want to sound so morbid. It's like a fun kill because I like the actual kill, but it's also like I like really bleak, dark. I want to be depressed. Like, like I feel like that garbage song. I'm only happy when it rains. Like I want to feel really like that. Like I want the movie to end and I just want to jump off a bridge. Like I don't know. I like that feeling.
Okay.
Love it. What's yours?
I'm probably that one too. I mean, it's like the whole finale. It's a favorite, and I also had a hard time watching it this time, though. I don't know why. Well, I know why. She's cutting her fucking open, but duh. But I don't know. It was just like they really linger on it, kind of open. But another one I want to bring up is the guy whose head blows up when he gets shot. It was just so jarring. It just happens and his head just blows. So that's like close second, I think.
And that was great effects. That was a great head exploding scene.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I think you guys picked like the most iconic kill of the movie, and then Sam, you also picked my other kill.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, with the cop's head blowing up. And yeah, jarring was the word I was gonna use. The effects were great.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my
You didn't like the boss's kill? I figured the boss's kill would be your favorite because it's so personal to me. Like she stabs him in the scroll.
I really like the mom kill, actually. I just like how it's like the knitting needle right into the neck, and then when she's walking down the stairs, it's just like one single fucking shower spray of like blood coming out of her neck. I'm just like, that's awesome.
And the fact that she killed her own mom, like obviously not intentionally, but like it makes it that much worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Least favorite kill?
I don't have a least favorite kill. I guess I'll talk about my second favorite kill. I love all the kills. I think all the kills are great, in my opinion. So I would say my second favorite kill is the boss when he's still alive and he comes downstairs and she just stabs him in the face. I love that kill. I think I would love to hear if someone has a least favorite kill. I think all the kills, I like all the kills. Like I enjoy all of the kills. And how did he die? The guy who is the stupid cop that got on my nerve, there's a scene when he F's Sarah up that pisses me off. His eyes are like gone. Like,
Yeah, he
is
can't
that how
see.
he died? I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
Was that how he died?
he got electrocuted, didn't he? Or
That's what happened to his eyes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't sure what happened to his eyes. I was confused by that.
yeah, no, because the first time we watched it, we were like, "What's going on? And why is his eyes different? And like, is he a zombie now?" That's what we thought.
Is
Because
that where this is going?
it just seems so jarring that he just all of a sudden started beating up Sarah for no reason. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
But he couldn't see.
Yeah, so like, yeah, he must not have
I
been able
think it
to
was
hear.
like, oh, yeah, okay. I guess that wasn't a kill. Because I can see his eyes in my head. I'm like, was that a kill? Was that he was killed? But I think he attacked her because he was kind of in like fight or flight mode and like couldn't see.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to think. I don't think there's a bad kill. Do you guys have a bad? I don't think there's a bad kill.
I got the cat. I don't like when the animals get killed.
That
hard
pissed
to
me
watch.
off. Yeah, I don't. That gets on my nerves. So, and honestly, I'm so disappointed in the French. I think it is such a cheap, like, tactic in horror movies to put in a dog or a cat to kill. Like, I feel like that is so cheap. Like, I'm so annoyed every time like a movie does that. It's so unnecessary. The cat could have just been licking up blood somewhere. Like, we did not have to kill the cat. You're right. You're right. You know what? You're right.
And I
Put
kind of like
that as my worst kill too.
I liked that she was sitting there petting the cat and like holding it. I wish she almost didn't kill it and almost was like, I'm also gonna like take your kitty. Like, you know,
that
like,
would have worked though. Like that would have
Yeah.
worked. Like that to me would have felt sinister because she wants
Yeah.
a baby. Like she wants a little baby. So why not just have her petting and caring for the cat?
Be like, I'm gonna take this cat and your baby.
Right.
Yeah. I just thought it was
I went with the cat too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just felt like an unnecessary kill. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's not a dog. It's not gonna fucking attack you. It's just a cat. It don't give a shit what's going on as long as it doesn't affect it.
Yeah.
Do y'all get annoyed when you like first turn on a horror movie and there's a cat or a dog?
No.
Like annoyed that it's in the
Because
movie.
you know it's gonna die. Like
Or-
it's
yeah.
only here to die.
That's
Like
my first thought too.
Like any movie where there's a cat or a dog, I'm immediately annoyed because I know they're just gonna die. Like for no reason.
Like,
They're just gonna
what's
die.
the movie we got this year that where we were following the fucking cat and the whole time I cried for this cat and then it didn't even die. It was a lot. A Quiet Place. The cat that you're following. I literally twice I thought the cat was dead and I just started crying. And then I was also having a PMS week, I think. But I'm sitting in the theater crying over this damn cat and then it shows up again. I'm like, it's alive. But yeah, I'm in the same boat. Every time I see an animal in a horror movie, I think it's gonna die. Yeah.
Because it more than likely will.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Gore factor and special effects. I've already kind of talked about it, but
Well, the gore factor is off the charts. I think the gore factor is off the charts. And I think the effects, and like I said, I'm not an effects snob. I do prefer practical effects in my horror, but I'm not a snob. I'm not one of those people that just feel like it ruins the movie. Or I really like y'all might take my horror card. I actually like the Thing 2011 prequel. Like people hate it because of all the horrible CGI. It really does, like, it doesn't bother me. I don't know. Like, I'm just not that person. That's not a hill I will die on. But from my uneducated eye, I think the effects in this movie are extremely solid. And even with the scene you just talked about with the guy's head exploding, that's one thing that I love in a movie. I don't know why. I love seeing a head explode. And there are some iconic heads exploding in horror. I think this is on the list. Like, that head exploding was actually really freaking good. And I mean, you get all the blood, all the gore. I think the gore score is off the it's for the wait, what did y'all call us at the beginning? The gore whores. This is for us. Like, you're gonna have gore to the max. You are going to get your fill of gore. Oh, you know what? My ADD brain just thought of something. When you asked me my favorite line, I just thought of something. When Sarah burns the lady in black and she's holding up the spear about to stab her, and she's like, "You can't kill me again, Sarah. You've already killed me." I love that line. I just thought about that when I was talking about the gore. And that's good effects right there. Her face being burned. Now, I will say, it's not my ministry, but when the fire is actually blowing out to her face, I thought it looked a little CGI. I didn't think it looked the best. But her actual burned face, I thought that looked really good. I think the effects are solid. But hey, maybe you guys will come out and say it's terrible. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I didn't write anything down that was bad. I thought everything looked good, in my opinion. Like, I liked how it really lingered on. Didn't like it at the time, but it lingered on things. But like, even like you said, the blood squirting out on the wall, and when she has to like put the hole in her own throat, I was like, ugh, I could never do that to myself. Like, how does she even know how to do that?
Yeah, because I would have killed myself. I would just
catch an artery or something. Like that. Oh, I thought everything looked good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's for the practical effects, I don't think there's anything wrong with this movie. I think the blood is so black, which I think is really cool. And then like at the beginning of the movie when they get into the car accident and they're bleeding from the mouths, it's like so dark. I'm like, that's just like cool. It's just nice to see something so dark compared to like, you know, Hammer horror films where it's so like bright. It's almost like a pink.
Sleepy Hollow had really bright red blood. That's the last movie we watched that I thought of with bright red blood.
That's true. Yeah.
Isn't the dark blood more realistic? I think.
That's
I've never
what
really
I thought.
seen blood in real life, but I think it's supposed to be more dark, not like a fire red.
It depends on how quickly it's coming out.
Oh,
is how dark it is. So if like you have like
how many people have you stabbed?
Enough to make Hannibal Lecter jealous. Yeah, my mom's a nurse, so
okay. Good save. The FBI won't come for you now.
Yeah, so like if you have like a big open gash that's really deep, it'll bleed dark because it doesn't have like it's not oxygenized yet.
Oh.
So then like if you get like a small cut on your arm, it will bleed like a brighter red because it has time to oxygenize. Yeah, I think the effects look great. The belly button stab looks really good. I think like you said with the I think everybody feels that. That's just such a weird thing. You would never think that would make you uncomfortable, and it makes you super fucking uncomfortable.
It made my belly button like tickle. I was like, oh no.
And see, that's why I like those lingering shots that you don't like, Sam. Like that's the type of camera work I love. I love a lingering shot because I love like placing the audience in like a moment to feel uncomfortable. Like you have to sit with this. Like I love those lingering shots.
Rob put down the CGI baby looks terrible. That's about as bad as you're gonna get in this movie though. So like realistically, it's not that bad.
Yeah, and it's such like small parts of the movie. It's just little flashes randomly. I don't think me personally, I don't know. The CGI snobs can chime in, but it doesn't bother me. Like it's bad, but I don't care.
Yeah. Agree. Practical effects tend to be more memorable, but I'll watch anything bad CGI or not. Okay. Storyline and pacing.
I thought it was all really on point, and pacing a lot of times is an issue for me because I will DNF really fast. Do not finish. Like if a movie does not get me in the first like 10 minutes, I'm out. Like, and one thing that I struggle with is like typically with slashers, you have to have the proverbial the friends get together and I don't care about this. Like I'd be like, come on, let's get to it. Let's get to it. I was actually really into how this movie was paced. I liked us opening with that car crash, which I always had a question with that car because I'm always like, so did Sarah, like, did they cause the crash or was it just the rain? Like, I like that we open with that. and we see Sarah going about. She goes to the doctor. She's at home. Like, I think it works fine to me. I think the pacing is really good. You always have to set up, you know, the story and the character and everything at the beginning. And I think it works well. I think, like I said, with the home invasion, I think it's a pretty typical storyline. I mean, it's not a man goes back in time and fathers a child and falls in love and fights off a robot from the future. Like, it's not some crazy, you know, unique idea. But I think it works. And I think simple is best for certain movies. And I think this movie pretty much keeps it simple. It doesn't get too convoluted. Like, you don't even really know, like I said, much about the car crash. Like, we don't know if it was Sarah and her husband's fault or anything along those lines. I think it all works really well to me. I like this movie. I don't think it's too long. I don't think it's too short. Other than I agree with Brandon that it could have used like a different opening scene where we could see Sarah happy. But outside of that nitpick, I think it works perfectly.
Yeah. I'm in the exact same boat. I like the length of it. I do agree. I could see a happy scene to start the movie so we could see her happy, but I'm more on the hour and a half movies are my thing. I hate 2 hour long movies. Like,
You're one of those, Sam.
I get so antsy and yeah, I am. And I'm like you, where if the movie doesn't grab me, I'm not finishing it either. Yeah.
Wow. See, I'm not one of I'm fine with a 2 hour movie, 2.5. My only issue is, does the movie utilize the runtime? That's all I care about. Like, if there are scenes that you can cut out and it makes no difference in the plot, then you don't need the runtime. But yeah, Sam.
Yeah, when we went to the substance, I actually like got through that runtime no problem because it just kept going and going and going and going. There was no dragging. I'm a little nervous about Terrifier tomorrow, to be completely honest, but I'll get through
Terrifier is
it.
long? How long is Terrifier?
It's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's 2 hours.
It's not horrible.
It's 2 hours and 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'll get through it. Hopefully it's fun and gory, but yeah, I think it's well paced. I like the runtime, and I agree with what we talked about with having a happy Sarah to start. You got anything you want to talk about? What's this movie remind you of now? It's the moment we've been waiting for.
It's not the movie that it reminds me of. It's just a scene that's very
built up
similar.
suspense.
I know. And the scene or the movie in particular is Panic Room.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Oh, I love that movie.
It's great. It's David Fincher. It's Jodie Foster. It's Kristen Stewart.
No, I definitely haven't seen
Isn't
that.
it? A
Sam,
very
you
young
haven't
Kristen
seen
Stewart.
Sam, what do you be doing with your life? You haven't
Let me
seen
write this down.
Terminator. You haven't
Kristen
seen
Stewart,
Panic-
and she has diabetes.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. So there's a premise within the movie, and
I'm diabetic. That's why he said that.
It's home invasion. Yeah, Panic
it's
Room is
home
home invasion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like home invasion. So
Jared Leto's in it. Forrest
It's
Whitaker's
not
in it.
action, Sam.
is it thriller or horror?
It's like
Thriller.
no, it's not
Thriller?
horror.
Okay.
It's like thriller, home
Yeah.
invasion thriller.
I can do that.
But the scene in particular that I'm thinking is the scene where Jodie Foster goes into the bedroom to look for her cell phone. And then the scene inside where Sarah goes to the bedroom to look for her cell phone. And there's something missing from inside that I think Panic Room takes out a lot, is just like feeling the time crunch. And I feel like Inside just doesn't nail that as well. Panic Room is fantastic in that scene. Like, it really utilizes the tension in that moment, whereas I feel like that scene for me lacked a lot.
Now, Brandon, are you talking about when they do this weird thing with the sound where the three guys, Forrest Whitaker and everybody all the people that broke in are downstairs and you see them talking, but we don't hear them. And Kirsten Stewart opens the little door and her mom, and Jodie Foster runs out for the cell phone and like the lamp falls. Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're comparing that to Inside when Sarah goes to the room for the cell phone and then she runs back and gets her hair pulled through the bathroom door.
Yep.
Okay. I see what you mean because I love a time crunch. I think it does play up and there is no sense of time or urgency inside at all.
Yeah, like I feel Sarah is like almost content with just hiding in the bathroom the
Yeah,
entire time until
yeah,
somebody decides to come and help her. And she
yeah,
never, and like we were talking earlier, she knows people are in the house, and she never yells downstairs.
yeah.
There's not one other window in this house she could scream from and lock the door in her bed. Like her bedroom must have maybe a lock on it, or at least a dresser to throw in front of it. And then you can yell out the window. There's
Oh,
just
I
so
don't
many.
like you, Brendan. You're putting holes in my movie. You're right.
I'm sorry. There's just so many options for Sarah, and she chooses to take none of them. Like, come on. If you put like a giant dresser in front of the door, do you think the woman in black's gonna be able to move that dresser?
Oh, she
No,
gonna find a way.
she, but the only way she's doing it is through the drywall. 100%. But I just think we spend a lot of time in that fucking bathroom, and I think we
Now
could have
I
utilized.
want Brendan's revised version of Inside. I want a time crunch, some urgency, and I want a happy intro. Damn you, Brandon.
What else do I got here written down?
Let's say hi to Kay quickly. Hey.
Oh, the cop thing. Yeah, the rookie cop thing. We spent a lot of time about. Too much time in the bathroom. Lack tension. Okay. Nope, that's it. Oh, and like things like the mom trying to set up the daughter with her boss, and I don't know what the age gap is there, but it just seemed very inappropriate. And like, yeah, asking the boss to drive me to the hospital in the morning is just, why would you not just ask your mother? She's right there. Just ask your mom. Just drive me to the hospital tomorrow,
Nitpicking
mom.
now, Brandon.
What's that?
I say you're nitpicking now.
I don't know about that one. It just seems a little weird to me, but that's
Maybe
it.
she's close with her boss. Maybe it's more than the boss. Maybe they have a friendship. Maybe he knew her husband. I don't know.
That's my last
for the movie.
That's my last nitpick.
Okay.
So you don't think there was any tension in the movie, or you just think there wasn't tension in that scene?
In that scene, the most, I think there is some decent tension, but yeah, it for the most part, I feel like it falls flat. I don't know if it's just because there's not like a well pronounced score to go along with that, and I also feel like there's no like realization moment for Sarah for when she's like, okay, I'm gonna fucking survive now because I've spent most of the movie just sitting here waiting for somebody to save me, so nobody's gonna do that, so I guess I better get my ass up. Like they set it up like there's a moment like that, but there's never any like, you never see her just like realize it. She just all of a sudden gets up and puts a knife on a fucking stick.
Makes her scared.
Yeah, I'm gonna get fucking real now. I don't know what happened, and I don't know why I want to save myself in this baby, because that's not how I felt this entire movie, but I feel like it right now. It's like, what happened, girl? Like, what?
Yeah, I can see how narratively we could have used like a contrast to how depressive Sarah is in the movie with the happy intro. And I can see how there is there's really no, I mean, to me, there's no feeling of like an impending dread or sense of urgency in any way. Like you said, Sarah pretty much is content in the bathroom, which I don't have a problem with, but I get how she's not like frantically trying to escape or trying to get out. So I see what you mean. Like it doesn't give you that, like how when you brought up Panic Room, like we're frantic in that movie, we're screaming through the pipe, like we're trying to find different things, and there are moments where we have to quickly get like her daughter's medicine and insulin, and the guys are running up the flight. So I see what you're saying with that. I think narratively it could have used some tweaks in those areas. Yeah, I can see it.
And I understand it's not a fair comparison because like this is a David Fincher movie made in Hollywood for probably a ridiculous amount of budget with
Never see this movie.
A-list actors, and then we got a fairly low budget French movie that's all in one location and it's very small budget, but it's not exactly a fair comparison, but it's the only comparison I have at the moment.
Yeah, but it makes sense. They're both home invasion, and they both go for their cell phone in a bedroom.
Yeah, like there's a lot of similarities, and I don't know what the time gap is between which one came out when, but
I think they're around the same time, right? Because Inside is 2007. I know Panic Room is somewhere in that early mid 2000s. It has to be pre 2005, right?
I'm not.
I feel like I'm still in high school.
I just watched it not that long ago too.
I'm gonna add it to my letterboxd. I'll take a look at what year it was.
Yeah, I told you when I was watching that because I watched it for a podcast episode.
You watched it for a podcast?
2002.
What podcast?
Oh, okay, that's super early. I watched it for Is It Horror? Horror, not horror podcast.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're around the same time, 5 years apart.
Yeah. But yeah, those are my nitpicks with the movie.
Okay.
Do you guys like home invasion movies?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
feel like I love home invasion. To me, out of all the horror, vampires, the killer stalking you, I think home invasion is the scariest scenario because to me, I always say security is a falsehood. Like if someone is intent on getting in, they're getting in. Like you can detour people that may not be hell bent. Like you know how people say you don't need a guard dog. Like most burglars will just be detoured because the dog barks. Like I think people can be detoured, but if somebody is like the lady in black, like they're hell bent on, I'm getting inside and I want Brandon, they're getting inside. Like, I don't know. That's what I think. So I think home invasion is like the scariest like subgenre and scenario to me. I think the movies can be generic, but I think that's like the scariest like thought or idea. Because I think if someone is hell bent on getting in, unless you're in Fort Knox, like they're getting in. Like nothing can keep anyone out. Like if they want to get you, they're getting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it happens. Like people actually go into people's houses. Your buddy just woke up to someone in his bedroom.
What?
Yeah. Like
They know each other, but
they know each other, but it's sketchy as fuck. Like, two people. She brought someone with her.
Yeah.
And they broke in and went into his bedroom.
Wait, they broke in?
They just walked in.
Walked in still.
I'm sure he doesn't lock
uninvited.
His doors. Yeah, uninvited. They walked in. Yeah. But like it happens all the time. My buddy growing up was so drunk coming home from the bar, he just walked into somebody's house and fell asleep on the couch.
What?
Yeah.
Now I've accidentally walked into someone's car when I'm leaving like a bar. Like I'll open the door and I'm like, oh shoot. Like I literally got in and like peeping out. I've never walked in someone's house.
Yeah. It happens all the time. He was in the news and then yeah, he wasn't charged or anything, but like, yeah, he was just like, oh, this is my house. Like the person was like, what are you doing here? But like, there was a TikTok of somebody videotaping somebody that woke up in their dorm room or something like that.
Jesus. Yeah. Rob says no one's breaking in to get Brendan. Let's be honest with each other.
This is true.
Yeah, that shit scares me too.
Especially the fact that I like live alone. It creeps me out. Like home invasion creeps me out.
Yeah. Oh, if I lived alone, yeah, I wouldn't be able to watch it. I don't think. I still remember you had you put on Scary Stories one night on YouTube for us to go to sleep, and you like play it like lightly. And I had an edible before I went to sleep, and you were playing one about some random man that like broke into someone's house, and I was laying in bed just tripping. I'm like, someone's at our door, like freaking out. Yeah, no, that stuff scares me.
Yeah, you have no idea how many times I wake up in the middle of the night and I have to just like check everything. Like, is the door locked? This door. Like, I literally do that. And like, I prefer living in a small space. Like, I lived in like a 3-bedroom house by myself. Oh, I was paranoid as hell. Oh my God. Then I lived in like a townhouse. When it's like a front door, back door, all these windows, it creeps me out. And I had a security system. So, you know, like it's supposed to alarm you if someone opens the window. But like I said, I think if somebody wants to get in, they're getting in. But even now that I'm in an apartment and it's literally like one way in, like you have to be Superman to get up in the window. I'm still paranoid, and I still have to like. I woke up in the middle of the night last night actually, and I had such anxiety. I was like, "Is the front door locked?" Like I will randomly just think my front door is open.
Now tonight it's gonna happen because we're talking about it. Peter Wolf says one time my friend woke up in his apartment in New Orleans and there was a guy standing over him with garden shears. He managed to chase him out.
What?
Fuck no.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
Did he call the cops?
God, y'all live some real horror movies. Oh
That's
my God,
terrifying.
that's so creepy. But I feel like this is one thing that I think is why I scare men off, because I'm so into horror. I don't even like for a guy to ask me what side of town I live on. Like that creeps me out. Like, why do you want to know what side of town I live on? Like what? Like I will really freak out. And of course I end up looking like a sociopath because I'm freaking out that someone just said, "Hey, what side of town do you live on?"
Why?
It freaks me out so bad. Like there's no reason for you to know what side of town I live on, buddy. I don't know you.
Okay, favorite scenes.
We got all off track.
Do you have any favorite scenes? We've already said favorite kills, so I guess outside of kills.
I think my favorite scenes, I think Brendan mentioned when the lady in black first approaches Sarah at that little glass sliding door. And I think that's one of my favorite scenes. I love the shot of how she just looks there. And also another one Brandon brought up was when Sarah is like sitting, I think this is what Brandon brought up, when Sarah is sitting on the sofa and you see something like dark, like the shadowy behind Sarah, and you're like, wait, and it's the lady in black, but then she like fades back into the shadow. And also the stairs again. That's my favorite kill, and it's my favorite scene when she's dead and we just see her lying there on the stairs and it's bloody, and the lady in black with her whole burnt face holding the baby rocking. I think that's so freaking iconic. I love that scene so much. And I would also say my favorite scene that we haven't talked about is when kind of the scene Brandon said we didn't really get her coming to a realization, but when all of a sudden Sarah turns into Xena Warrior Princess and she gets her spear put together and she's like going in to kill the lady in black, and you know she says that line that I said was my favorite, and then that stupid cop, she's like going over to him and he takes that stupid, what is that, like a baton the cops carry, and he bashes her stomach. Oh my God. I think that's another favorite scene because I'm not pregnant, but I felt that. I felt that. And then like her, like when he hits her the second time, the water gushes out of her. He killed Sarah. Like we might as well say that cop killed Sarah because that was the kill shot.
Yeah.
That he did that to her. I think all of those are probably my favorite scenes, but really though, I just love everything from the moment we see the lady in black at the glass door to like the very end. I think there's so many scenes in there that I could just like rave about. But I will say to what Brendan said about why she like doesn't go in the bedroom and stuff, it did always irk me that after this lady came to her window, she just stayed there. Because I would have left. Like, I'm not staying. Like, the lady didn't just come to your door. She knows you and she like shattered your glass. That always bugged me because I would have been like, "Mama, come pick me up right now." No,
Yeah.
the cops take me to my mama house. Like it's no way I'm going to be left alone after that. But I think those are my favorite scenes, especially the cop when she sees him. I think it's so kind of surprising because I cannot remember how he dies, but I think Brandon was right. I don't think he's electrocuted. I don't know why his eyes end up like that. But I think it's such a great scene because Sarah's like, officer, whatever she's saying, and his back is to us. So it was kind of shocking to me when he turns around and faces up. And I think they do some kind of music. Like we said with the score, it's not like memorable, but I think it works in the moment. There's like a little music, a little sound that they have when he turns around and they reveal his eyes. I love that scene.
Yeah.
Good.
Mine is when she's in bed and the lady's just like standing over her, and then you see her go to the bathroom and like get all her supplies, and she comes back and puts the stuff on her belly and the scissors to the belly button. That it really got me. And then she wakes up. That's probably my favorite scene in the whole movie, aside from our finale, I guess. One other scene that I thought was kind of funny was when the kid gets stabbed in the head with the scissors and he takes them out and is like trying to use them all slowly, but then ends up just like falling. I don't know why I kind of chuckled.
No, I did too.
There's a scene that Sarah had, a dream that Sarah has, where she's like giving birth and then like the baby hand or something like that like pops through her mouth.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I had to write it down. Yeah, that's pretty trippy and
Yeah.
jarring.
Yeah.
There's also where the woman in black just like beats Sarah in the face with a toaster.
Yeah.
The kitchen fight.
Yep. I just fucking laughed so hard. Sarah's like trying to find her off, and she just grabs that fucking toaster and just one shots her, and that's it. I just like, yeah, nice. Never let them know your next move. Isn't that what they say? But yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
That scene actually irked me because that's when Sarah threatens the baby and she takes the thing like she's going to stab her stomach. The time it took for the lady in black to turn around, grab the toaster, pick it up, you could have did something, Sarah. Like, you should have stabbed your stomach. Like, that always took me out because she had a lot of time. Like, don't threaten your stomach and then let the lady in black take like 4 steps to get the toaster and hit you. Oh my God.
It's so funny. It's just so unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Did you have any least favorite scenes?
I would say my least favorite scene would go to the cop we talked about. Him taking the kid out of the car. I just feel like, who wrote this? Like, have you never watched SVU? Like, do you not know police procedure? There is no way you're going to hear gunshots and take this random kid into the house with you. Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. That gets on my nerves really bad. And the CGI baby, I guess. Like, there's not really a lot of scenes that I'm like, it's just I love this movie from top to bottom. Like, there's some nitpicky stuff. Like I said, I agree with everything Brandon said. And the mom like whispering Sarah's name and not really calling out to her. Maybe, you know what, that'll be my scene. That's my least favorite scene. Because I just feel like any mother, your daughter is very pregnant. You come, and the mom didn't know the boss. So in the mom's eyes, she had never met the boss. So in the mom's eyes, you walk into your daughter's home and there's 2 strangers in her house. To me, you're going to be frantic and you're going to be caught. Like, I feel like if Sam comes home and there's random stranger, it's like, wait, Brent, like, I feel like you would be calling for the person that's supposed to be here. You're not going to just, Brandon? Like, I don't know. Like, I would say that scene is my least favorite. Like, that bugs me. It reminds me of the kid in The Strangers who comes in and sees the car is wrecked and the house is in disarray and he just silently walks through the house. Like, that's what it reminds me of. That's my least favorite scene.
Okay. Do you have any?
I just got like the random POV baby shots.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why they kept showing that? I need us to get a better baby shot.
Some updated
they could have
CGI.
got someone's sonogram or something. I don't know.
I wrote down a scene that in the moment, I guess I just thought it was gross. It was her dream when she's puking milk and then she like rolls and lays in it. And I was just like, your hair. It was just really gross.
That's the baby coming out of the hand.
Yeah, that happened after.
Yeah.
Final category is the killer. We've talked about her a lot, but do you have anything to add about the woman, lady in black? What are we calling her? Yeah, lady in black.
Now, I don't know if this is, well, I do know, but I don't know if this is going to be controversial. But if you were to ask me top 5 horror villains of all time, bar none, everybody included, I would say Rose the Hat. I would say Lola from The Loved Ones. And
Oh.
I would say the Lady in Black from Inside. Top
Okay.
5. I'm putting all 3 of them in there. I personally think the Lady in Black is so eerie and creepy and so well done. And I like the fact that nothing about her is supernatural. Like, this is very grounded to me. Like, nothing she does is like, it's not like Freddie who has like, it's supernatural and it's in your dreams. I think it's so grounded and it feels so real. And I love how she's like, no disrespect to this actress, like she's pretty, but she looks weird, if that makes sense. Like, I like her look. I feel like if you were to just see her, you would kind of like, you would feel uncomfortable next to her. Like, she's not a unattractive woman, but like something about her face looks weird to me. I don't know if that makes sense. But I think I love her, the style, like we said, what they have her dressed in. I love the way she talks. I love the way she delivers every line. I think she is so iconic to me. I'm obsessed. Like, I'm putting her above Chucky. I'm putting her above Jason. I'm putting her above Michael Myers. I'm putting her above Freddy. Like, I don't care. I think she's cool. I think she's badass. I think she's disturbed. I think she's brutal. I love her. I think she's amazing. I'm in love. Can someone set me up, please?
You had to get a big poster of her for you.
Oh my God. And put it over my bed. Oh, that would be so creepy.
You wake up in the middle of the night. Oh my God.
If anyone is listening, that's what I want for my birthday.
You had anything to add?
I have nothing to add. I agree. I think just like the way she carries herself and is dressed and her facial expressions, like she's just, and like you guys said, she's super calm about everything, like just lighting her smokes and killing. I wrote down she's batshit crazy.
Yes.
She freaks me out. Yeah.
Doesn't she make your skin crawl?
I just put down like another element that we didn't really talk about is she can easily adapt to all like the situations that she's put through. Like, she adapts to everybody coming to the house, that being the cops and the mom and the boss. She just adapts and finds a way to kind of maneuver well through these scenarios until it doesn't work out. But yeah, she's very good at improvising and keeping her chill.
Okay. Hello, Darkroom Reviews. Thank you for joining us, Joel.
What up?
Okay, so scary rating. We rate out of 10. So a 1 being not scary at all and 10 being the scariest movie you've ever seen. What would you rate this on the scary level?
I think scary rating is hard for me because, I mean, my mother showed me Evil Dead when I was 3 years old. Like, that was the first horror movie I ever saw. I've literally never been scared of a movie. Like, I wasn't that person who had nightmares or was scared. I can find movies disturbing, like my heart can race, but I've never really found anything scary, and not even in like an obnoxious way, like, oh, nothing scary. I think I'm just kind of, I don't know. I just kind of grew up on them. So I don't know. I've just never really been scared. I'm more scared of real life. Like, I'm a scaredy cat in real life. But I just can't ever, because when my mother showed me horror movies as a kid, it was always just this big thing of like, they're not real. So I don't know if maybe that was a block for me that they weren't real. I mean, obviously everyone knows movies aren't real, but I just don't really find anything scary. So I'll say on the level of disturbing rating, because I can't say scary. I would say a 7 out of 10. I think that 2 things that movies or horror doesn't really like, that is hard for the audience, is attacking kids, like attacking like kids, animals, pregnant women. Like, I think that's a very universal, like most people are going to feel bad when things happen to kids and stuff like that. So I find it high on a disturbing scale that not only all the things that happen to Sarah and she's pregnant and of course her baby survives, but like her death is so brutal to me, and the fact that she even dies. I personally find that disturbing. I don't know if others are just way more desensitized, but I find that extremely disturbing and extremely hard to watch that this happens to a pregnant woman. So I would say for me, I would do a disturb scale, and I'll say a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I was also actually going to go with a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the end scene will definitely stick with you, everybody.
Yeah.
Mm.
You.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know. That's brain fart.
I'm a little bit in the same boat. Same. I always have a hard time with the scary rating because, like, we're just desensitized at this point.
Yeah.
Like I slept fine after this movie, but disturbing wise, obviously, I would give it an 8. Like I had some scenes where I was like, "Ooh, can we stop showing that?" Like that was a lot. Yeah, I would go with an 8. I think this movie's pretty brutal. And I think if you're not a horror fan and you watch this, you might be scarred for life.
I would never tell someone no.
No. No.
I'm not one of those people that want to like scar people for life. I would be like, oh, absolutely not. Like, go watch 30
don't watch this.
Like, don't watch this.
Yeah, Casper. Rewatchability and would you recommend?
Rewatchability for me personally, I think it's high. I watched this movie so much, it's insane. And I'm actually so upset because it like I think it's leaving Tubi or it left Tubi. And I've been trying to buy this movie forever, but I have the same issue that I have with Frontiers. I can never find a copy that I can. Why don't we just make them all play on the same thing? Like, why are there regions? That irks me so bad.
You gotta invest in the region-free player.
I need to figure out where do I get a region-free player because I'm just like so irked. But I think the rewatchability is high. I watched this movie a disturbing amount of times. I watch it constantly, and then I'm also that movie fan. I don't know, are you guys like this? Like, I will watch the same thing over and over and over and over. Like, I went through a spell where I watched like I'll watch the same movie back to back, literally. Like I'll watch a movie, it'll end, and I'll restart it from the beginning. Like, am I just a psycho? Does anyone else do that?
I don't do that anymore. I used to when I was a kid because we had, well, our physical media collection when I was growing up wasn't massive like this. Like my parents had like a little stack, right? So I would rewatch my favorites over and over and over, but I don't do that anymore. I do it with a few feel-good movies. A couple of rom-coms, but and there's a couple horrors that I like to watch, but when I rewatch them, it's like maybe once a year. Sometimes
really?
It's
okay.
Yeah, I don't rewatch movies often.
Wow.
I used to watch movies like that, like when I buy it like 7 times in a week. I think it's because when we were growing up, I didn't have a computer to do illegal streaming or anything like that.
Well, that too. Yeah, that's all you got.
Yeah, my physical media collection was the movies I had. So as soon as I got a new one, I watched the shit out of it. I watched the special features. I'd watch the commentary. Like,
now we're spoiled with all these streaming services, and we're like, "What's the next thing? What's the next thing?" You know.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've never felt like that. When I was growing up, we had like I said, my mother is, I don't know if I said this when we were backstage or when we were on the live, but my mother is a huge movie buff. We had a huge physical media collection. I mean, like we would forget we had certain movies. That's how big it was. But I feel like that's just my personality. Like if I like a certain shirt, I will wear that same shirt every day. Like I don't care. I don't know if I like something, like why deprive myself of it if I like it? Like if I really like a movie, I just watch it constantly over and over and over again. Yeah. So I think the rewatchability is very high. And I think if I say a rewatchability is low, then it's something to be concerned because I rewatch stuff like crazy. But I think this has rewatchability. And I don't think, like, I feel like some movies, like once a twist is revealed or once you know like a certain thing in the third act, it kind of loses steam, kind of like I would say the John Cusack film Identity. I like that movie. I've rewatched it a few times, but I kind of feel like once you get to that third act, it kind of loses steam on the rewatch. I don't think Inside is one of those movies. I think it's the type of movie where it's pretty straightforward. You know what you're getting. There's no real surprise. I guess the ending could be a surprise because you may not expect, I think typically you expect for good to triumph and for the villain to lose, but I think it has a high rewatchability. I think the kills are fun to watch over and over again. Even though the ending is kind of bleak, I think if you like the gore and the visuals, I think it doesn't lose steam if you rewatch it.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I noticed more holes in this movie the second time I watched it. And I wasn't even trying to find them at all. Like usually I try not to notice stuff like that if I don't have to, but I thought they were a little glaring to me this time. But I don't think it's like I will watch this movie again at some point.
Okay.
And recommend, yeah, I'll fuck some people up. Let's recommend. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say the recommend. I would not recommend it. I did a watch along on my channel of Inside actually. And one of my sons were like, "Thanks for giving me nightmares." But I pre-warned everyone. I feel like I recommend movies kind of based on the person, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I know people that love horror, but they don't like gore, or they don't like to see kids get hurt. Like, people have like certain things. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend Inside, but if you're like a sicko like me, then I would recommend it.
Yeah, that I'm in the same boat. I would want to know what your taste is first.
Nope.
Like, yeah, like you said, some people don't want to see harm to children. Some people don't want to see SA, which like it just depends on what your triggers and stuff are, I guess. But I would recommend it to people that like brutal stuff, I guess. And rewatchability for me, I'll give it a few years. Like I said, I don't rewatch movies unless it's a comfort film, and this isn't a comfort film for me. I like
This
the movie.
isn't this is my comfort film.
Hey.
If I have a bad day, if I'm sad, I'm like, let me watch Inside so I can feel better.
This movie won't make me feel better. Final movie rating as a whole, we rate our movies with emojis out of 500 is obviously a 100 or a 5, and a piece of poop is a 1. What would you rate this movie?
Off the scale, 5 million 100s. I love if I know I haven't said it very much in this video, but I love this movie. And even though I agree like with Brandon's negatives, and there's even negatives, like I said, that I noticed on my own with like the cop and like the mom when she goes up the stairs, and the fact that Sarah even stays in the house after the glass is broken. But Brandon has ruined it. You know, he's added some more holes. But even with those things, I still think the movie is amazing, and I'm giving it 500 times the 100.
Okay.
Right.
And what about you?
I'm just gonna go with a solid thumbs up.
That's what I was gonna go with too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just a solid thumbs up.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't even really know why. I think it's really done well with all the kills and the gore, and it's got a good story, and it's a creepy killer. Maybe us talking about wanting to see her happy in the beginning is now stuck in my head, and it would be a solid 100 if we got that. I don't know.
No. You'll never get to see that.
I know. We gotta go make a clip now and put it in there.
Add it in there.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah. Sarah can be Sam. And Brendan can be the husband that dies. Y'all can recreate the intro.
There you go.
Put one of the dogs under your shirt to show that you're pregnant when y'all film.
Pregnant with my baby.
Yeah. Throw Bruce under there.
All right, I only found 3 fun facts. There wasn't a whole lot online for this. The movie was shot in chronological order. Thank God. That would be a mess to clean up and have to reshoot. That's probably why.
Yeah, they had a low budget, so that makes sense.
Due to the film's extreme violent content, the movie is completely banned in Germany. Even the cut. What does that mean?
Oh, I got no idea.
Rated DVD was confiscated because of glorification of violence.
Wow, that is so interesting. Not my homeland, Germany, banning my favorite movie.
Yeah. In the scene where the 3 policemen check on Sarah, you can see that the house number is 666. That's all I got.
I
that's
never
kinda-
noticed that.
I didn't either.
Me neither. That's neat.
Yeah.
I was trying to look for the woman in black and Sarah's in the park too.
Oh, to see if she
Oh,
was
the
like
photo.
stalking her.
Yeah, because when you later on in the movie when she looks through a photo, she sees her in there.
In the background. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
That's a good scene too.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only person that doesn't think that 6s are evil? Like, I feel like they're actually like a good sign. Like 6s have always been good for me. Like a 6 means something good is going to happen.
I don't have any feelings towards the number 6.
I don't know
I
either.
never 69. I don't know. I never really.
You know, they always say it's like an evil number. Like
Yeah.
I was born around a lot of 6s. I was born at 6:06 a.m. I was born on the 16th day, and I was born in the 86th year. That's a lot of 6s.
That is a lot of 6s,
It
so
is.
that's got to be good luck for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitter Wolf says I don't really watch rewatch movies either. I get so excited to see what else is out there. That's kind of what the same boat
We
I'm
can
in.
balance it. I watch new stuff, and I think was it last week or last month? I literally watched Tales from the Crypt Demon Night like 3 times in a week, and I still see a bunch of new releases.
Yeah.
I got a lot of time on my hands.
Thank you for joining us
Yes,
tonight.
thank you.
Thank you
And
guys for inviting me on and talking about the greatest movie ever to come out of France.
before we sign off, do you want to tell everyone about your channel one last time and anything you got coming up?
Well, my channel is a night of horror where I talk mostly horror movies, but I do other genres and TV shows and tier list rankings and movie reviews. And currently I am following the series I am following the Walking Dead spinoff Daryl Dixon. And it's my birthday next week. And I will be doing a birthday live where I will be discussing my favorite movies that came out in the year of my birth, 1986. So I'm excited for that. I also have my KillerCon live horror panel. We have a special Halloween edition episode that will be on October 28th, where me and the panelists will be dressing as someone from a horror movie, and we will also be filming a skit in our get-up. So that will play during the episode, and it will be a lot of fun and surprises there. So just come on over, subscribe. It's tons of stuff if you love horror and tons of stuff if you don't. And I am also streaming on my channel. So if you're watching from my side, I do have Our Life in Horror linked in my description. So make sure you guys come over and check out their channel and subscribe to them as well. Thank you guys for having me here.
Yeah, thank you for
so
coming
much
on.
for coming on.
And Bitter Wolf just said that he followed you.
Thank you, Bitter Wolf.
Yeah, everyone go subscribe to Nikki if you're not. And what do we have coming up?
We have a Night of the Demons panel coming up.
And we're-
Remake versus the original.
Yeah, and we're gonna be doing a review on the House is October Built this week as well. And we're gonna have a Terrifier 3 review coming out in the next couple days because we're gonna see it tomorrow.
It's gonna come out tomorrow.
Like probably tomorrow night. We'll probably record right after.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it for this coming week, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thanks again to everyone that came in the chat and commented along. And always remember to stay spooky.
Groovy.
All right.